Yeah, so we've got basically three structures here, okay? We've got the culvert or the arch bridge that's over West Main Street. And that's the only thing that's being replaced, is that portion of this bridge that's within the West Main Street right-of-way. Once you get to the north and the south, we're on the south side right now, there are two other additional culverts that are constructed entirely differently. They're concrete, they're like a three-sided concrete structure.
Right.
And the arch that we're replacing is a stone arch. It's made with, sandstone, and you'll see it when we get there. But there's three structures. We'll go through this concrete structure first, then we get to the stone arch, and it'll get very dark in here once we start. If we can get through to the other side of the arch culvert, then we'll be into the north side concrete culvert.
Right.
Okay?
Your thoughts, Bob?
Yeah, Joe, this is going to be quite an adventure here. We don't know really what to expect, how deep the holes are. I'm going to be looking for a couple of things, Joe. This is an old historic tunnel, and there's a Pancho Villa connection, maybe, that we're going to be looking for. You've heard that story.
No, I have
Oh,
not.
yeah.
I've not heard of Pancho.
Well, all I
Villa.
can say is,
I didn't know he was in Ashland.
Well, there was an Ashland connection.
Yeah.
Pancho Villa was a Mexican Revolution.
Right.
Was killed eventually, and a long time ago when I first came to this county, I heard the story that post office that's right over there received a mysterious package from Pancho Villa or one of his men, and they've never found a lot of gold that he had. I'm just saying. Hey, it's possible. And have you ever heard the song Pancho and Lefty?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Listen to that song, because Lefty came to Ohio after Pancho died, and nobody knows where he got the dough. And he went up to Cleveland. So this is really close, and we're going to be looking for any disturbance of the sandstone.
Do we
That's
need to
what
look
I'm
for alligators, python snakes, or anything?
Well, we just saw a black snake.
I know. I
You
just
know, I don't think we have to worry about anything that's of danger to us.
okay.
Okay.
You know, there was an alligator found in Brookside Park about 8 years ago. Remember
I
that?
heard about that.
Yeah, it was a small one. Came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, this
All right.
is
So Joe, you got a stream coming in from over here, okay, behind this place, and it meets up. This here is the city's sanitary sewer,
Yeah.
and it's going down all the way, follows Town Creek all the way through the town.
Actually, it goes underneath the creek, right?
It goes underneath the creek. You can't get access to it without that.
Okay.
Okay. So
Sweet.
all
Well,
right.
thank you. This is the hole we're going in,
This is,
so we're gonna have to get some
you're going
lights.
to be closing off Main Street at this location between Race and the county building.
Racing Broad Street.
Broad Street, yeah, that's going to be closed off for how long?
It's the contract is for 90 days. So once the road's closed June 3rd, it should be open back up on August 31st.
And we advise people not to try this. This is done by
Oh, yeah, no,
professionals.
this is professional.
But-
You're not allowed to do this.
You're professionals only.
Right. It's this is a special adventure here, and it is dangerous. It's very dangerous. This
We
creek is
appreciate
very
it.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Bob, if you fall, you know I'm gonna capture that on video there.
I got it.
So don't fall. I'm behind you.
That's the rock that cooks it.
Lock the gloves or
Boss the glove, Bob.
You want to stay over to your left or to your right? It's probably the shallow.
I'm gonna set this right here. It's not working.
To your right. It's not working.
It's all right. I'll just follow you guys. Well, the water's cold, Bob.
Where's this sewer pipe we're supposed to be walking on?
We're more up here. We'll see it up here. We'll make sure you can see it.
It's very good.
If you follow me, you should be all right.
So Joe, I talked to you about the three structures here. We're underneath the concrete one. You can see we got concrete abutments here on both sides. We got this concrete deck or up above us here, and so that's not being replaced. If you look down there, you'll start to see the sandstone. You see how see that arch there, which is considerably smaller than the three-sided structure we got here. But that's the culvert that's being replaced, or that sandstone. Okay.
We'll get a closer look.
That's under West Main Street.
Look, there's somebody wrote here something.
2012.
DEN 02.
012.
012?
Yeah, it looks like an 012.
I have no idea what that means.
Did you see anything with content?
Yeah. Any special markings?
Right here's the sewage. Let's stay right here.
And this sewer runs all the way through the city, right?
Pretty much.
Town Creek.
Yeah, all the way through Town Creek.
And I take it they built it there because it was easiest to
Yeah,
know
yeah.
the demolition needed or anything.
Definitely don't go to the left. That's where it's deep.
Yeah, Bob, you're so short, you'll take a swim there. I've been hanging around Carl too much. What's that? There's probably a snake under there, Bob.
It looks like home plate.
Yeah, it is.
It's home plate.
Home plate.
Treasure, a treasure.
Set there.
Right
What?
there.
We'll save that.
Yeah.
Okay, we ain't
Oh, there's another.
20 feet in and we're already discovering treasures.
That's a benchmark
Oh,
problem.
benchmark?
Yeah, for a project.
What's this here? Look, it says herb. You believe that? Herb. What is that one?
See these guys, where these guys are standing, Bob?
Look how deep it is there.
So that's the sewer, and that's probably the most stable place to walk, is on top of that. You can see it's less shallow over there, and there's a drop off.
Oh, it drops off substantially there.
So you want to walk on the.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna get wet, but hey, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, you're gonna get wet, Bob. Look at that.
Hey, you know, there could be some fish in here.
I've seen it.
Have you seen any good ones?
Not any good ones.
They like it.
Tell Becky we found John's home plate.
Becky, did you hear that on John's home plate?
I know it's only about knee deep to us, Bob, but it's gonna be pretty deep for you.
Hey, no, give me that. You know, that's why we got ropes, you know. To hate people like you. No, not really.
So watch your head there, Bob, on that pipe.
Oh, yeah.
This is water line.
You know, the issue, it gets hard to see because we're kicking up mud.
Yeah.
And so that, we're just gonna follow each other. And we got rope, so we have to use rope to save somebody. You know what my dad used to say?
What did your dad say, Bob?
He said, "Let no man say I'd be alive today if I had a rope." Yep.
So this is actually Main Street right here, right?
Now, what would this? Okay, that's just a wall to secure the.
Correct.
So right up above your head, Bob, where you see that change in
Yeah.
elevation, so that's somebody's driveway right there.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
people up above. Yeah.
I'll be done.
So they're gonna take out all this right here.
Yes.
Wow.
That is deep there.
You can see, so the arch is kind of perpendicular with West Main Street.
Okay.
Not exactly, but more so than the two culverts on either end of it. They go off at an angle. And if you look up there, you can see that. You know, at the end of the culvert is just another 40 feet up there. And I don't know if you can see that or not. Shine your light down there.
Yep. Just right down there.
Yeah. That's the end. That's the end of the West Main Street Bridge. The beginning of the other culvert that goes underneath the house.
Now, I want you to look at this sandstone, how it's carved and curved, and the skill that it would take to make that arch. You know anybody that could even do that work now, Ed?
Oh, I'm sure there are people, but I don't know of anybody.
Probably have to go to Italy to find them.
Yeah. For the most part, it's in pretty good shape, Bob.
Yeah, what's the issue with it?
Well, once you get down here, you'll see, like right above your head. If you look up right now, you'll see one of the. No, to your right, more to your right. No. Well, there's one there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, up here.
Yeah. So they're starting to show their age. You know, if you lose one of those, you have potential to lose all of them. You know.
Oh, yeah, one falls and it's like a
Yeah.
domino effect.
Yeah. So we don't want to be in a position where that happens. But it even gets worse as you get down here towards the end.
Yeah, we're getting a little shallow one here.
And watch where you're.
Then it gets deep again, so I'll try to.
Make sure you know where the edge of that sewer is.
Believe me, I'm checking.
'Cause you'll end up down. There's some pretty big holes in here.
It looks pretty deep. My goodness.
Yeah, there could be some nice fish in
Yeah,
here.
you can go swimming in that.
Out here, this is the deepest spot.
Yeah.
What's that?
This is the deepest spot right in here.
How deep do you think that is?
Oh,
Can you probe it? Yeah. It's good.
Whoa.
well, about the size of this probe.
So about 4.5, 5 foot.
Well, no, that's not.
Pretty quick.
3.5.
2.
And I told her it could be bass, it could be northern pike.
Yeah.
There's a tremendous amount of water that comes down Town Creek in a flood, buddy. It is unbelievable.
You can see we've got this and stuff here.
And so, you know, as it gets through here, I mean, it's constricted, and that's why it then becomes under pressure, and you see what you saw at the outlet with that side being blown out. It's
Oh,
just-
look, this one's almost completely out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everything's in alignment, so I don't think it's, you know, it's close to failure, but, you know,
Looks like somebody repaired
point in
here,
time, somebody tried to repair that.
or maybe did something.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can see where you have to take it slow here.
Oh, yeah. But right here.
I definitely see some issues.
Yeah, it's wet here, so you got.
Yeah.
So this would be quite an undertaking to replace this.
Are there, Ed, are there many, in Ohio, are there many structures like this?
Oh, yeah, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of structures like this. But they've lasted, you know, they've lasted us a long time.
See any snakes up in there?
No,
Nothing crazy.
Some daylight, but that's, you know, it's the water over there, where the wastewater comes down.
It's actually remarkably clean. There's no debris.
well, it rained this weekend, so, you know. But we've been in here when there's been a lot of debris. It is cleaned out right now.
I mean, what happens when a log comes and gets
It's hung up.
hung up?
Well, because there's not a good way to get down here, we usually don't know about it, okay? But obviously it's blocking things up. We inspect it every year for sure. If we came in and saw something that was causing a problem, then we would get it removed. Yeah.
We've had debris down there, the inlet down there, but we're able to usually just clear it out ourselves. It's usually nothing too crazy.
But as you see here, Joe, so the water's coming in here and it's got it's got a lot more room to flow than when it gets to here.
Oh yeah.
You see that? So the water is now trying to push its way through, and that's how you get these holes that are established in the stream that are so deep. The water's just pushing everything out. You can't really see that, but you know, you saw it as you walked through.
Oh yeah. This is pretty interesting, Bob.
Now where that goes to the outside.
Yeah, that's a
drain?
sewer. That's a storm sewer drain from. There's a catch basin up above there. You can see the daylight up there, right?
Yep.
You see the daylight?
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm
Okay, so that's
So now is this, what's this, Main Street here? Or?
right here is the sidewalk for the north side of Main Street. Okay, right here.
Yeah. And then that's just Main Street right there.
That's Main Street. Yeah. Or at least
So when you get down
I
to-
can't tell you for sure where the sidewalk is, but it's in here, this area, and then you know, the new bridge will come in here and be placed. It'll look very similar to what you see here,
Yeah.
except it'll all be new construction. We have new footers so that we're down into the shale, so we don't have to worry about it getting washed out. It'll be wider, okay, so that it won't have the water pushing it through. So, yeah. And you'll be able to see that as construction.
Now, I'm looking at this arch, and I think the public might be interested in this. I've often heard like Pennsylvania's the Keystone State.
Right.
Is there a keystone? You know, tell us what a keystone is and show us.
Right there's the keystone.
All right. What's the significance of the keystone?
That holds everything up.
In other words, if you took that
If I
stone,
took that out, everything to the left and to the right would fall, correct? And there's nothing holding it up. So that's all being held up by friction between the rocks.
it's the pressure, right?
Yeah. Friction between the rocks, pressure, whatever you want to call it. You know, it can't slide through all the way because it's wider up here than it is down here. All right? And it's meeting that radius. But yeah, you can see that it sticks out lower than the rest of it. But that's the keystone. And when they put this in, they got to obviously support this to get up to this last point where they drop in the keystone, and then they pull away all the forming.
In other words, they would have a form of an arch. They put the stone around it, and then the last stone would be the keystone.
Yeah.
And that's the story.
And
The
then they-
Keystone State. That's me. Very interesting. How old do you think this arch that we're looking at is?
I don't know. We don't have that date, so I can't give you an exact date. Obviously, it's over 100 years.
Over
Probably
a hu-
1800.
It could very well be.
I mean, what would have been here before? Would you know?
I have no idea
Okay.
what was here before.
I know that there's a lot of flooding in this area, right?
Yeah.
And the Great Flood of what, 1913?
Well, yeah, but the '69 flood was probably what most people would remember.
Yeah, tell us about that.
The 1969 flood, I think it rained for like 24 hours, flooded everything. Rained for 24 hours. I don't remember what the final inches of rain that we received during that 24 hours, but it was, you know, like 12 or 14, I believe. I'd have to look it up. But everything was flooded. The county lost, I believe, 8 or 9 bridges that day.
We
And
lost the reservoir, didn't we?
the city lost the reservoir, that's correct. The reservoir that was out north of town. Yeah, it got a hole developed in its, in the dam that was there to keep the water back, and lost all of that water. So yeah, it was a very destructive flood, 1969 flood.
Well, this is
Interesting, and you talked about the 1913 flood. My grandfather, who was a tailor from the old country, lived in Dayton, and Dayton had, you know, a similar storm like that, where it rained for like 24 hours. The Miami River overtopped its banks in Dayton, Ohio. My grandfather he was a tailor. He was downstairs. He was down at his shop, and the flood came, and he had to go up to the 3rd floor, and he spent 4 or 5 days up on the
oh, really?
on the 3rd floor waiting for it to subside. He ate crackers and water He said his lips swollen up from all the crackers with all the salt on them. So, yeah.
It's amazing the power of water.
Oh, yeah.
The, well, this is certainly a hazardous place to be. I can see that. I'm glad that we have all the safety equipment here, and we have men who are schooled in rescue. We got the ropes. But other than that, it's pretty hazardous to be here. But it's kind of cool. And I noticed I wore a jacket because it's cool down here, isn't it? Yeah, it's you know, it's hot outside, but cool here.
Another story, so that, you know, it took us a while to get here. It's not an easy place to get. It's not an easy place for these guys to inspect. So the new bridge is going to have a manhole on the top. You just take off the manhole, there'll be a ladder that's going to be built into the concrete abutment. And they'll just be able to climb down the ladder, and they'll be right here. And they can do their inspection without having to go through people's yards and upstreams. And
Now, Ed, are there other, in Ashland County, are there other structures like this? Or is this unique?
this is unique. This is pretty unique. Yeah,
For Ashland.
yeah.
Well,
This is unique. We don't have any, the county doesn't have anything like this. Now, the city's got several of these arches. Broad Street was one of them. Claremont Avenue, before they replaced it, looked a lot like this.
well, one of the questions I have for you is we're in the city of Ashland.
Uh-huh.
Why is the county engineer involved here?
Well, I call it a quirk in the Ohio Revised Code.
Work?
Yeah, quirk in that if a county road extends into a city, okay, so like West Main is County Road 1356, if it extends into the city, then the Ohio Revised Code says that the county has just some responsibility towards it. It's not like it's 100%, but that's why we're involved.
Have the county commissioners inspected this bridge?
Not to my knowledge.
Really?
What does a project like this cost to replace?
Well, it's close to $1 million.
Ooh.
And 90 days of, and this is a heavily traveled road.
Yes.
West Main Street, heavily traveled.
Yes, yes, of course.
And we're about to come out on Race Street, aren't we?
Well, Race Street's right ahead of us. You'd see sunlight down there.
Yeah.
And
That's
then-
the cliffs
and
of
then-
Race
and
Street.
then- And then it goes dark again, and that's Race Street, where it goes dark again.
Yeah, I'm told that, and I don't know how true this is, but I was told by a reliable source that there used to be a mill in this area, on this creek.
Could very well be.
Yeah. And I was told it was somewhere in the area that we're about to enter.
Maybe somebody will hear this and they'll send us.
Yeah, a picture or something.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Or if anybody has any information on it and wants to share it with Ashland County Pictures or the county engineer, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
So we've got Ryan Athey here and Kevin Pacho. They're the ones that actually come down here and inspect it. You guys got anything unique that you'd like to say about it?
No, I've been inspecting this about 13 years now, and it's been one of my favorites because it's so unique. You know, it's just not your cookie cutter bridge. It's got a lot got, you know, it's gotten worse over time.
So have you ever found any crocodiles or alligators or anything down here?
No, we did see that big snake earlier.
Oh, no.
You'll have that under a lot of bridges, though. Nothing crazy.
Well,
Do you know if those snakes are poisonous or they just what?
no, that's not it.
Black snakes.
Just a black snake? Huh.
But, you know, see what I got here.
Oh, you brought your fishing pole.
You don't mind if I do a little fishing now?
I don't mind.
What is he brought everything.
Yeah.
Well, you never
We
know.
could actually have a survival class
Before
down
we,
here.
before we get down there, I'll test it out a little bit.
Okay,
I mean, the people want to know.
right.
All right.
Secret fishing places
No,
of
this is
Ashland
not
County.
this is actually, no, this is not a place to be. This is not a place to be. I only brought it because I'm an opportunist.
Right, let's,
If you got caught down here in a rainstorm, it would not be good.
This is a death trap.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a death trap.
Water comes up very quickly.
You
should be done with the beef. Looks like somebody else.
Oh, look, there's a fishing pole.
Somebody else been fishing down here too.
Ooh, the reel too.
Yeah,
Well,
that's been there for a while.
yeah.
There's a pole. Oh, treasure hunting.
Never know what you'll find. It's iron. No, it's T-posts.
Yes, signpost.
Now, like, what about places like this where it's worth?
Well, that at some point in time is going to have to be repaired, but it's not part of this project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the post there.
We might find some snakes
Might
in
be
there.
a Drawing box there.
We can. The hidden treasures of Poncho and Lefty.
Well, you know, I haven't seen any evidence of it.
They usually only find old toys and basketballs. Nothing good yet.
Boy, this is really both sides. This is not a place to
Yeah, this is,
easily accessible.
No, it's not. And we're probably fortunate
Yeah.
that it's like that. Yeah, it is not easily. And that's probably a benefit to everyone. But so,
Speaking of
there's
debris.
Main Street.
yeah, I would say this is really, you have to be careful. Very careful.
So let me ask you guys if you can climb up this hill right here. That's usually how we get out of here.
That'll work.
Is this a challenge or something?
Well, that could be.
We'll send Bob first. If Bob can make it, then
I'll go first. And,
Well, I mean-
we can help pull people up.
Let me look at this cliff here, though. Get a picture of this cliff here. It's kind of a cool place.
Yeah, you want to come over a while? I think the ladder's just fine.
so that'd be where underneath Ray Street, right there.
You guys all come out here to get a good picture. Well, Ed, we really thank you for giving us the tour of West Main Street Tunnel.
You're welcome.
And the guys that helped us, we had the rope, the safety was there. But this is not to be taken lightly. This is a rigorous, arduous journey, not to be taken by the public.
Would not want to encourage anybody to come down here.
But we did want to bring it to the public so that they could see their tax dollars at work when they're fixing this road and know why it was being fixed.
Well, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. I really do.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Joe, for
Thank you,
bringing
Joe,
this
for
to the
coming.
people of Ashland.
Got
Thank
your
you.
shoes wet, Joe.
Yeah, I am a little bit wet.
Well, there were holes there. It was 4 feet anyway. Pretty good. We're going to try to navigate this cliff. And that the old interurban railroad came through this area, over Town Creek.
Right over that.
Why don't you tell
Right
Joe
over that
about
bridge. So the interurban, it started. I guess it started in Mansfield. Maybe it was even further south. I'm not sure about where it started and where it ended, but it came from Mansfield up through here. You can still see remnants of it through town. But here's the bridge there, and we come across the bridge, went down Main Street, and then it went up into West Salem and I believe Chippewa Lake, and then up into Cleveland. But it's been long gone. This information I just got from hearsay from other people. Mostly Larry Chamberlain, previous county engineer. He pointed it out to me. So.
And that people often wonder about this log cabin that seems to be built almost out of place with the frame construction that we have in Ashland. But that log cabin, there used to be the Van Alsdahl family. There's a lot of Van Alsdahls lived in this area. In fact, one ran a grocery store right over here that we'll talk about. but there was, I'm told, that was a cabin built for, he had landscaping things. So that was his business. Now I think it's rented. Now, I don't know the history of these lions. That one, is this part of the train?
The track would have come through here. Now, whether these were built after that, I don't know, Bob.
Well, there's a lot of history in downtown Ashland here.
Oh, yeah. So this, this line goes all the way up to the east of the cemetery, and then out towards Smith Road. You can see remnants of it out at Smith Road, and then it continues on into Mansfield. I think it catches up with the old line that is still there. I forget what railroad that is. Logs. It's a CIC railroad that goes down into Mansfield. But I think they were parallel to each other at that time.
That's pretty neat.
And if you just kind of film up here, people will get an idea of where we're standing. So when they come to look at these places.
So we can kind of show it right here on Main Street, just before Ray Street.
And you can find all this information at the Ashland County
Historical Society. And they do a fine job of it too.
Or if you call Joe Mason, Attorney Joe Mason's office, he'll tell you. Now this is an interesting building. Joe, do you recognize this building or what it might have been?
I have no idea.
In our day, when I grew up, there were a lot of those types of buildings. And they generally were a mom and pop store. And I've always thought of that building as that. And I learned today that from Mr. Mason that was, I think, of one of the Manal's dogs. Had a little grocery general store there. Certainly looks like that would be it.
Looks like there might have been a door there with this little store in it.
Maybe
Main
drive
house.
a pizza place, She'll drive your horse up, get a pizza. They didn't really have pizza back then. Yeah, this time. Maybe in New York. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Now, what is that, Bob?
Well, I don't know whether this should be on. I believe this may be the oldest church in Ashland.
Right here on the corner of Broad and Main.
I think so. Now you'd have to check the history books, but I read that in one of the Ashland history books. I think I'm correct. Could be wrong.
That's pretty cool.